Hello handy viewers such as you are, and welcome to this Don't Touch the Beard episode 17, my web series in which I video, document and then talk nonsense over the top of games of Guild Ball. Hello, how are you? You well? Have you recovered from SteamCons UK and US and enjoyed the streamings and the fallouts and the Thrushpocalypse that has ensued? It's coming up to Christmas here in that there London. And as there's only one fat man with a beard that brings presents in this house, I have been a little busy making the toys, so apologies that the schedule has been a little scattered. Hopefully you've been enjoying the 30 seconds to make handy tips for handy viewers. I know they amuse the hell out of me, and that's largely what they're for, so beyond that, I'm all good. Today's episode is between myself using the fish and my good friend Mr. Panzer Harris, recorded no less on his birthday, so let's see how many presents I give him throughout the course of this game. When I first got into Malifaux, if you will forgive me a tangent for a moment, Panzer spent a great deal of time making sure that I was up to speed, that I understood everything, that generally it all made sense, and that I wasn't going to behave like some kind of hideous noob when I came to my first competitive game. And it's something I've always been incredibly grateful for, so it's been an absolute pleasure and delight to be able to help Panzer get to grips with Guild Ball, sort of guide him, not that he needs any guidance, the man's an incredibly experienced wargamer, but rather just, explain the conventions, what this means, what that means, all those sort of little odd idiosyncrasies that occur when you first change systems. So it was an absolute pleasure to record this game. Also, we're good mates now, so that's nice. Hey, friends! So yes, it is Panzer's Union, a team with which he is well versed against my fish, a team in which I have no real idea how to use, because I keep flip-flopping around and changing stuff. This is my way. Now I have a YouTube channel. I can explain it away as research, or keeping things fair and an interesting demographic. There's a small chance I'm rambling, so I should probably move into the game. Yay! Right then, rosters. So I had my usual roster of Salt, Corsair, Tentacles, words, sounds, Jack, Grayscales, Sakana, Kraken. I've well lost myself now. They're appearing on screen. Professional. I can't imagine why Steamforge didn't ask me to do the streaming thing. Anyway, I had Corsair, Shark, Salt, Tentacles, Siren, Grayscales, Sakana, Kraken, Jack, and Achal. Whereas Panzer had Blackheart, Seasoned Brisket, Coin, Avarice and Greed, Mist, Minx, Benediction, Rage, Snakeskin, and Gutter. So blind reveal of captains. It turned into Brisket versus Shark with Coin and Salt. Keep meaning to try out Shark, as Connor says he's good. And if you know Connor, or have at least met Connor, or at least stood in the same town as Connor, he tells you these things very loudly, and eventually you have to pay attention. So, I might as well give him a go. As is traditional on the channel, we do bits wrong at this stage before the game. I've got it written down and everything. So I win the roll-off and elect to kick off, despite the fact that both of us only have a third of our team. We then draft our team. That's probably something that we should do at some point. The amount of stuff we get wrong in this kick-up phase, watching it back, is hilarious. Oh well, I'm sure I'll get it at some point. Thanks very much to everyone that points it out each and every single time I get something wrong. It's genuinely very useful. Anyway, Panzer was Mist. I take Grayscales. He goes with Rage. Hashtag Rage Man Crush. And I go with Hag. He takes Avarice and Greed. I take Sakana. He takes Minx, and I take Siren. Influence allocation then, because we do a lot of stuff wrong. I haven't even kicked the ball out yet. So that is Seasoned Brisket with 5, Coin with none, Rage with none, Mist with 4, Minx with 1, Avarice with 1, Greed with 1. I in turn put 6 on Shark, 1 on Salt, 2 on Sakana, 3 on Siren, 1 on Grayscales, and none on Hag. So I kick out with Shark, see the aforementioned comments on idiocy, and boot the ball up towards the top of the screen near the barrier. So I've kicked off towards the top, near towards Brisket, to try and avoid a turn 1 Brisket goal. So Panzer activates Brisket, he sprints up, collects the ball, sprints back, and stays within cover. Brisket then passes the ball to Mist and uses pass and move for the 4-inch dodge rather than bank momentum. Seriously, if you want to get absolutely ruined, do a shot every single time the skill pass and move is used during this game. It is ridiculous. Anyway, carrying on. Brisket then uses I'm open on Mist, who passes the ball back to her successfully, generating a point of momentum. He then uses that point of momentum to, yes, you guessed it, pass a move for the 4-inch dodge. So you should have already done 2 shots within 10 seconds. Not that I encourage that kind of behaviour, YouTube sponsors. Brisket then passes back to Mist and uses pass and move. Come on, Parker, down it, down it, down it. I activate Shark, who puts quick foot on himself, giving myself a buff of +2/+2 move. And then charge all the way across the pitch. I mean, look at it. It's magnificent distance. Straight into Mist. So it's tack 10 versus 5 to nose. 5 net hits is a tackle. I'll have the ball, thanks, sunshine. By another attack, tack 6 versus 5 to nose. 1 net hit is a momentous dodge. Now, I've not done my positioning right here, and I've left myself well outside of goal range for Shark. So despite the fact I've retrieved the ball from Mist, have generated the point of momentum, I am nowhere near the shot range. So that's not going to work. So I use my last point of influence to kick the ball back to my lines and effectively go 2 VP down in my mind, as the inevitable pasting of Shark into a small puddle across the floor can only be a few activations away. So Panzer activates Rage, and due to Furious he gets a free charge into Shark. Here it comes. Defensive stance, understandably. So that's tack 10 versus the 5s and 1s of Sharks. 5 net hits is a momentous 3 damage. So due to the Crucial Artery special rule that Rage has on the back of his card, I am also gain the bleed condition as well as take the damage. Ow. Equally, because Rage has done damage during his activation with an attack, he then gets a free attack. That free attack then, tack 6 versus 4s and 1s. 2 net hits is a momentous 2 points of damage. Fortunately, Rage only had no points of influence when he gets the 2 attacks. Damn, he's efficient. So I activate Grayscales, who jogs, snaps the ball, and makes a pass to Sakana. The pass is entirely successful, and rather than bank the point of momentum, I use it to spend it to, yes, you guessed it, pass and move. Panzer activates Mist and makes use of Acrobatic, giving him a 2-inch dodge. Guild Ball is, of course, a game of high precision movement, and 2 inches is not a big distance. It's not a large number. Stop kidding yourself, it isn't. Hey! But fortunately, there are a number of manufacturers of widgets out on the market that can make this a lot easier for you.
2-inch stepper. Thank you, bendyboards.co.uk.
Oh, that's bendyboards.co.uk.
Seamless bit of product placement there. Don't think anyone noticed the subtlety. Anyway, Mist then charges Sakana. So that's tack 8 versus 4s and 1s. 2 net hits is a tackle. Damn you. I counterattack, and you go tack 5 versus the 5s and O's. 1 net hit is just sadly 1 point of damage. Really wanted that 2 for the tackle back. Nope. Mist then, attack 4 versus the 4s and 1s of Sakana. No net hits for a big fat nothing. Well, that doing nothing sure looks like fun, so I activate Salt and try to emulate it. So that's tack 3 versus the 5s and A's of Mist. Nothing. Yes, it is just as fun as it looked. Hey, wait a minute, what? So, Panzer activates Coin and puts Bag of Coffers on Avarice, so that once per turn, friendly non-captain model is allocated an additional point of influence and can bonus time during their activation for free. He then has himself a little jog up the pitch. Or slither, I guess it should be. I activate Hag and entirely forget that she has Shadow-like, which I will do throughout the course of this game due to the aforementioned idiocy. So instead of the Shadow-like, I have a jog. So due to Talisman, I can activate a character play without spending any influence once during my turn. So I use Fish's Reel on Sakana, giving him a 2-inch dodge. I dodge in such a fashion that I'm then within cover, but also still engaging Mist. Panzer activates Avarice, and both Avarice and Greed sprint towards Shark. So that is tack 7 versus 4s and 1s. You're making use of the free bonus time from Bag of Coffers. That's 4 net hits for a momentous 4 knockdown on Shark. He then uses Pick Me Up to pick up him. Yep, that's what that does. Back over on the fish side of the pitch, I activate Siren and she charges into Mist. My intention here being, hopefully, with the crowd outs and the charge bonus, to hit that 3 net hit so that I can seduce Mist to pass the ball to Sakana and hopefully have myself a little pass and move if I'm lucky. So that's Tack 9 versus 5s and O's, 2 net hits, momentous dodge. Nah, Popey, that plan did not work. Fortunately, I have a second attack, and the second attack says... Minx sprints forward, and that's about it. It works. That must be nice. Sakana then, he is Tack 7 versus Miss 5 and O's. That is 4 net hits. I will have the tackle. Thank you very much. Give me that ball. Second attack, Tack 7 versus 5s and O. Momentous, 3 net hits. I would go with the momentous dodge. So Union win initiative and elect to go first, and Shark bleeds for 3 points of damage. Allocations then, so that's 3 on Season Brisket, none on Coin, 1 on Rage, 4 on Mist, 1 on Minx, 2 on Avarice, none on Greed. Fish and turn then, so that's 2 for Shark, 2 for Salt, 4 for Sakana, 3 for Siren, 2 for Greyscales, and none for Hag. So Mist activates and uses Acrobatic to dodge 2 inches towards Sakana, and then declares an attack against Sakana, who in turn uses Poised to claim his free counterattack. So that's Tack 3 versus 4s and 1s, no net hits there from Mist. Counterattack then Tack 6 versus 5s and O's, 2 net hits is a momentous dodge, so dodge away I do, however I do want to stay within cover at the beginning of my activation, so I'm still within Mist's melee range. So Mist takes a swing on the Otter. So Tack 3 versus the 5s and O's of Salt. That is a 1 net hit, and sadly the only thing that Panzer can choose at this stage is 1 point of damage. So this 1 point of damage triggers Loved Creature, so because Salt has suffered a point of damage, my friendly guild receive an additional point of tack for the remainder of the turn. Lovely. He then has another Acrobatic, which he shouldn't have been able to do as it's once per turn. Mistakes happen. Easily made. I've had a chat to him afterwards. Yeah, no need for a comment in the doobly-doo. These things happen. He buys an attack on Sakana, and that's Tack 5 versus 4s and 1s is again no net hits. No joy for Mist. So I activate Sakana. I'm Tack 5 versus the 5s and O's and Mist. 2 net hits is enough for the momentous dodge. This gets me out of Mist's engagement. I then declare a charge on Mist, and I get my placement really wrong, as will be fairly evident in a moment. Should have gone for Rage or Avarice if I could have done. Watching this back, I'm not sure. Oh well, never mind. So that is Tack 11 versus 4s and 1s. Is 4 net hits is a momentous double dodge. Realising I am like a centimetre out of range, I've messed up my placements. These things happen, and I haven't left a proxy base to show where I started my activation or anything like that. So I can't. No backsies. Them's the rules. No backsies. This is how we learn. So all things considered, I must at this point take into consideration Seasoned Brisket, who's yet to go, and of course due to her Route 1 rule, which hopefully I've put up on screen now, it means she can have a free, well not free, but an additional advance towards player with the ball. So the last thing I want her to do is jog, Route 1 towards me, tackle, kick, away, enable Mist, he's in perfect snapshot range. In cover and all that. So all of that considered, I just hoof the ball into space behind his line. So Avarice uses his free character play Drop Me Off to drop Greed next to Shark. This not only gives him a crowd out, but it also means that he gets +1 damage and a free knockdown on every damaging result. I love Avarice and Greed. Not only are they based on Mr. Creepy, Mr. Vandermeer from Neverwhere, but they're just so cool. I wish I could find a way of using that is satisfactory, especially as Union is going away from guilds. Oh, that's a thing that's happening, by the way, in case you weren't aware. Not for a while, though, but, still. So that is Tack 8 versus the 3s and 1s of Shark. 5 net hits is a momentous 4 double push knockdown. How can you not love Avarice's playbook? It's hilarious. Look at that. Momentous forward double push knockdown. That's one result. That's not a wrap and a whole bunch of stuff added together. That is one playbook result. Love it. Here's another swing. So that's tack 8 versus 3s and 1s. There's another 5 net hits. So that is a momentous forward double push knockdown. One result. I love him. Oh, I love Avarice. He's so good. So he then uses Pick Me Up to pick him up, and that is 2-0 to the Union with an Avarice takeout on Shark. Very nicely done. Avarice then has himself a little jog down towards Sakana, blocking his direct path to goal. I activate Grayscales, who has himself a little bit of a jog. So the Old Man of the Sea takes a swing on missed. That's tack 5 versus 5s and O's. 3 net hits, and I go for a momentous Where Do They Go, giving him a 4-inch dodge. Grayscales now takes a swing on Minx, and he gets 2 net hits and a further momentous dodge. So he's nimbled himself all over the place. So Rage activates and uses Furious and gets his free charge into Sakana. This is bound to end well. So that is tack 11 versus the 4s and 1s of Sakana, but only 2 net hits for momentous 2 points of damage. And due to crucial artery, because Rage has done damage, Sakana will also gain the bleed condition. So because he's done damage in his activation with an attack, which was in itself free, he then gains a free attack due to Berserk. 2 freeze attacks, yay! Free attack then, that's tack 7 versus 4s and 1s. 2 net hits is another momentous 2 points of damage. So this is the first attack he's bought. Tack 7 versus 4s and 1s. 2 net hits again, momentous 2 points of damage. Berserk triggers again, because, you know, why shouldn't it? So that is tack 7 versus 4s and 1s. Once more, yes, you guessed it. 2 net hits, momentous 2 points of damage. It's consistent. You can't argue against that. I activate Hag and once more forget Shadowlike, and she uses Fish's Reel to give Salt an additional 2-inch dodge. And this is all free thanks to Talisman. Haha, put them up in the wrong order this time. Never mind. Bad at this. Hag then has herself a little jog towards the centre of the pitch. Could have Shadowliked? Nah, why bother? Minx activates and she has herself a little jog, but stays within Grayscale's melee zone. I said that very weirdly. So Minx takes a swing on Siren. That is tack 4 versus the 4s and O's, as you know, Minx is a lady and not bothered by charmed male. So that's 4 net hits, is a momentous 2 damage and a dodge. And then due to the fact that Minx has done damage with an attack, Siren also gains snared. I activate Salt, who Where Do They Goes for a 4-inch dodge. Salt takes a swing on Minx and does nothing whatsoever, which, you know, it should be expected, really. I mean, it's an otter. What's he going to do? Meep? Over with the Union, Coin activates and has a little slither about. I activate Siren, who spends a point of momentum to take a breather to remove the snared condition because it's a massive pain. She then takes a swing against Minx. So with all the crowd outs, that's tack 6. So 2 net versus 4s and 1s. 2 net hits is a momentous dodge. Still not getting to that highly desired 3 net hits to trigger Seduced from the playbook, annoyingly. Another attack, tack 6 versus 4s and 1s. Again, 2 net hits. So again, the momentous dodge. Let's just farm some momentum while we're here. This time, tack 6 versus 4s and 1s. 4 net hits, but I realise there's no real reason to use Seduced. So I go with the momentous dodge. She then uses 2 points of momentum to come on mate on Sakana, healing him for 4 wounds. Panzer activates Brisket, who sprints towards the ball. So Fish win the roll-off and I elect to go first. And we've entered now into turn 3 between a game between Shark and Seasoned Brisket, and no one has scored a goal. So my allocation then on turn 3, that is 3 for Shark, none for Salt, 4 for Sakana, 3 for Siren, 3 for Grayscales, and none for Hag. Union in turn put 3 on Seasoned Brisket, none on Coin, 1 on Rage, 2 on Mist, 2 on Minx, 3 on Avarice, and 1 on Greed. So I start with Sakana, who takes a swing against Avarice. That is tack 5 versus 3s and O's, 3 net hits, and I'll go with a momentous dodge to get me out of both him and Rage's engagement zone. Thanks very much. Out of their engagement zone, of course, does not mean out of mine. So that's tack 6 versus 3's and O's on Avarice again. 3 net hits. I will happily take that momentous dodge. More nommy momentums. Nominy nom 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 nom. Free from the clutches of his would-be assailant, Sakana is able to make a sprint towards the ball. Defence deftly avoided. Sakana side foots the ball into the post. Nice little tap in, bringing the score now to Union 2, Fisherman's Guild 4. I spend the point of momentum gained from scoring the goal to run the length and dodge away from as many people as possible. The ball kicks out and it goes up that way over there, which is nice. So Panzer activates Season Brisket next. He said he felt the presence of Shark coming back onto the pitch just towards the top of your screen there. Kind of forced his hand as if he didn't collect that ball as quickly as possible. The Shark was in on goal. I'm not quite sure Shark's got that kind of goal threat, but it's forced my opponent's hand, so all good. Brisket has collected the ball and now passes the ball to Rage entirely successfully. And yes, you guessed it, spends the point of momentum to pass and move with Rage. I activate Siren, who has herself a little jog. So Siren seduces Rage, convincing him to pass her the ball, and he does this successfully. Thanks, Rage. And then, unsurprisingly, for those of you that have been paying attention at home, I make use of the 3 point of momentum generated to pass and move. I dodge 4 inches up towards the pitch, the Shark's end of the pitch, if you will, and then unsnap the ball because I no longer have the influence to be able to pass it due to the errata balance that Siren receives, quite fairly, I think. And I've not given Shark enough to be able to take the ball off her in any other way. Does Tidal Surge work on friendly models? If it does, I was going to look it up, but leave me a comment in the doobly-doo. So yeah, I unsnapped the ball because I'm an idiot. I was thinking of Rough Seas on Corsair. Is Rough Seas, is that what it's called? So anyway, thinking of Corsair, not Shark, still an idiot. So Minx activates and jogs towards the ball, snapping it. See, that's why I'm an idiot. I mean, Salt did get a parting blow, but, you know, I got nothing. So Minx declares an attack on Siren. I in turn declare a counter-attack. So that's tack 4 versus 4's and O's. 1 net hit is enough for a momentous dodge. I then entirely forget to take my counter-attack, compounding my idiocy from unsnapping the ball. Frankly, it's all going really, really well. Then again, Siren does have a tackle on 3, so I doubt it would have worked anyway. All the same, remember the things that you do? Pro tip. So Minx scores the goal despite being engaged by Sirens. That is a Union 6, Fisherman's Guild 4, thanks to a Minx goal. 3 plot cards are played at this point. 1, Knee Slider by the Union, boo, and I play Who Are Ya and Superfan, giving the ball directly to Shark. So Siren kinda got Shark the ball? Maybe? No, I don't think that works. So I activate the Hag and forget Shadowlike again, and due to Talisman, I will have a free character play. Haha! Put them up the right way round this time. Can't fool me much. That character play, unsurprisingly, is Fish is Real, giving Shark a free 2-inch dodge. So Rage activates, confused that he had the ball and now doesn't. He declares his free charge against Sakana. Much more familiar territory. So that is tack 10 versus the 4's and 1's of Sakana. I declare a counter-attack, and that is 3 net hits, so momentous 2 damage. And of course, crucial artery causes him to bleed as per usual. I do like Rage, and part of that is the efficiency. The rest of it is the story, but yes, Berserk kicks in and he gets a free attack. Fortunately, I had declared my free counter-attack with Sakana, so hopefully this can get me out of the way of Rage. So that's tack 5's versus 4's and O's. Is no net hits, is no momentous dodges. That's it. Sakana's dead. Damn it. So that's tack 6 versus 4's and 1's. 4 net hits is a momentous 3 points of damage. I'm sorry, Sakana, but it's not looking good for you, I'll be honest. So first attack is set to pay for. Tack 6 versus 4's and 1's. 4's and 1's is 1 net hit, is a momentous 1 point of damage. Do. So with his final attack, that is tack 6 versus 4's and 1's. No net hits! Sakana lives. He has 1 hit point remaining. He is bleeding, so he will die at the end of the turn, but somehow he survives. Nice one, Sakana. I always believed in you. I activate Shark, and I charge into Mist, who has a Vengeance token, thanks to Who Are You, bellowing my war cry of, "It seemed like a good idea at the time!" So that's tack 9 versus 4s and 1s, 8 net hits, and I will take the double dodge and the momentous tidal surge. I elect to choose me as the target for tidal surge, giving me even more dodges. Kind of wondering I could have positioned the charge better and maybe got through a bit more, but there we go. Shark passes the ball to Grayscales, spends a point of momentum to, yes, you guessed it, pass and move. Mist activates and charges into Grayscales. And Grayscales makes use of unpredictable movement badly, I think it's fair to say. Could have, he didn't go base to base, so perhaps I could have gotten out of his engagement zone entirely, bit of a gotcha. Instead I sort of go goalward rather than backwards. Yeah, a mistake on my part. So he bonus times the attack and I declare a counter attack, so that's tack 7 versus 4s and O's, 2 net hits, and he goes with a tackle. Wanting the ball, after all, he is a striker, seems reasonable. So that's tack 7 versus 5s and O's from Grayscale. 1 net hit is a dodge. Shouldn't have done this. Should have kept that point of momentum for reasons that will very quickly become apparent. I activate Grayscales and buy an attack on Mist. So that's tack 7 versus 5s and O's. 2 net hits is the tackle that I sorely needed beforehand. That's not even true. Shouldn't have done that counter attack. I shall show you why now, handy viewers, such as you are. He then wedge they goes, saw a free, well not free, for a 4-inch dodge which he manages to do to get the other side of Coin. Going to skip ahead a little bit here and come back. So Coin declares a parting blow on Grayscales. I'm incredibly lucky. That is tack 4 versus 4s and 0s, no net hits. Coin does have a tackle on 1. It was a very stupid move by me, and luck saw me through when really it shouldn't have done. I now realise I have no momentum. If I had that 1 point of momentum from the counter-attack earlier on, I could have jogged, Grayscales could have shot on goal and probably scored it. Great, he's a pretty reliable secondary striker. As it happens, I have no momentum to be able to spend the shot, so I've got 1 point of influence left, so I decide to sprint to the goal and at least get some cover from the goal, because of course it is a barrier. So yeah, an enormous mistake by me. Let's see if he can capitalise upon it. Spoiler alert, yes. Avarice has himself a sprint towards Grayscales. He then uses the free character to play Drop Me Off to pop Greed out next to him. So that is tack 6 versus 4s and O's is no net hits. The luck might be changing. Second swing, so that is tack 6 versus 4s and O's, 3 net hits is a momentous 3 knockdown. No it isn't. Luck is not changing. So the ball scatters and snaps directly to Greed, who unsnaps the ball. Greed then uses Pick Me Up to be picked up. So that is the end of turn 3. Sakana bleeds out and dies, bringing the score now to Union 8 and Fisherman 4. A very precarious position, as essentially Union have possession of the ball with a VP and a star striker on their team. Not looking good, Fish fans. Not looking good. So Union are up 5 points of momentum on the +5, and unsurprisingly win the roll-off and elect to go first. Allocations then, Seasoned Briskets gets 6, Coin none, Rage none, Mist 4, Minx none, 2 for Avarice and 1 for Greed. Fish in turn, that's 2 on Shark, none on Salt, 4 on Sakana, 3 on Siren, 4 on Grayscales and none on Hag. So Brisket sprints, snaps the ball, and then continues her sprint back again. She then uses her legendary play Worthy Sacrifice, which allows her to place that model into base contact with a friendly, other friendly model within 6 inches. That other friendly model will make a 6-inch dodge. So she places within base-to-base contact with Mist, and Mist then gets a 6-inch dodge. Phenomenal use of this legendary play to get Brisket further up the pitch after collecting the ball. So Brisket takes a swing on Salt, so that's tack 3 versus 5s and O's. 1 net hit is enough for a dodge. So the second attack, tack 5, as the dodge gets her out of engagement zones versus 5s and O's. 1 net hit is again a dodge. Third attack, again on Gun Salt. I declare a counter attack this time. That's tack 5 versus the 5s and O's of Salt. No net hits. Should have done this earlier when I had the crowd out. So that's tack 2s versus 4s and 1s. 1 net hit is a dodge. Tack 5 versus 5s and O's. Last attack here from Brisket. That is 3 net hits, which is the momentous tackle dodge that he wanted. Enough to get him out of Salt's engagement zone and also to generate him a point of momentum. Here's Spencer's last point of influence and the point of momentum just gained to take a shot on goal, and of course due to scores for fun only needs 3s, so that brings the final score to 12 to the Union, 4 to the Fisherman's Guild. So there we are, handy viewer, such as you are, as Don't Touch the Beard episode 17 draws to a close. Huge congratulations to my opponent Panzer for a very well played game with his seasoned brisket. And my apologies to fishermen players everywhere for my appalling misuse of your guild. A lot of fun to use, and critically have learned a few things about facing fish, although I would play after this game Mr. Connor Rooney, formerly top #1 fish in the country, at SteamCon, and he would 12-0 me horrifically in only my second ever game with Union. So thanks for that, Connor, you enormous MP. This game was a tremendous amount of fun, played down at Darksphere as ever. A very big happy birthday to Panzer. Thank you very much for choosing to spend it with Don't Touch the Beard, and apologies that it's taken a little bit of time to get up. There will be some more episodes before Christmas, although naturally there will be a little bit of a Christmas break as my work intensifies, and also family and things like that kick in. I'm sure you guys will be doing much of the same. That said, there will be a Don't Touch the Beard Christmas special at some point. Stay tuned to this channel to find out when. There will also shortly be another thing involving me, which I shall tease with this image. Perhaps you understand the reference, perhaps not. You probably do. You're watching this, you understand what that is. Oh, hello Siri. What Siri? No, shut up. So if you have liked this video and would like to subscribe, oh, another clue, you should see on screen shortly a beard. Please to be clicking to be notified the moment this nonsense is uploaded. Equally, there are playlists scattered around the screen now. Click on them and you'll be transported to me talking about other things with the usual amount of irreverence and idiocy. As ever, handy viewer such as you are, it leaves me only to say I need a better outro.